And then you make a big stop against Baylor. Baylor! Oh!
Oh shit, they actually did it! They actually fucking got it! So if I'm a Conference fan, that franchise guy's gonna be so fucking happy about that. Oh my goodness! They actually did it, bro. I'm gonna be so happy, bro. It was a night!
I called it! I called it!
No, we all
called
called it. Didn't we?
No, hold on, Warren. I know I'm supposed to fucking hate it. I don't fucking hate it. I'm just gonna keep it real. I hate it. Okay?
Oh, God. What?
Oh my god, bro. What the
Detroit on the clock.
Get the... Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, sir. Detroit is on the clock. Wow. And their pick is in. Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
So, Chris, so Dallas in a last-minute exchange decided to trade their pick off to the Detroit
What the fuck
Lions.
are you doing, Jerry? And could not leave the defense! You got me jumping! It'd be called cream pie smash.
Oh, God, dude. I knew it.
So, West Virginia played about as good as my fucking hairline is right now. And you probably see my hairline, Bailey. It is bad. Okay?
God!
For the love of football.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Mafia podcast. I am your host, TJ Riddell. And boy, oh boy, we are back at it. We are cooking with the one and only United Football League is back, baby. It is week 1, and we're going to talk about all 4 games with all 8 teams available. And, you know, this is my first picks and predictions of this year for the UFL. And this is going to be my season predictions, who I think is going to excel, who I think is going to win it all, you know, and who I think is going to be the MVP, so on and so forth. You know, and I'm really excited to see new faces at coaches, old faces as coaches, you know, different teams, different colors, different cities. You know, it's really exciting to watch, you know, and old Bill over here wants to say hi to the crowd. Come here. Come on. You want to be a part of the show so damn much. Say hi. Oh, now she's camera shy. Hi. All right. Get back over there. Stop making noises, too. Go back over there. On your bed. Not mine. Anyway, so we're here to talk about UFL. What I have been excited about for the last couple of weeks now. UFL, United Football League. You know, I am excited about this season because you got AJ McCarron coaching over there at Birmingham. You have Anthony Beck coaching at Orlando, Kevin Sumlin back in Houston, Rick Neuheisel at Dallas, you know, and there's just a lot of former players, new coaches such as A.J. McCarron and Ted Ginn Jr. for the Columbus Aviators, you know, and I'm just really excited to see what this league can offer this season. I'm really pumped up about this season, and I already told someone in my family that I do plan on buy some tickets for me and a couple others, and we will be going to a Houston Gamblers game, which hopefully we can meet some unique fans out there, and hopefully we can meet some of the players and coaches, and hopefully I get a chance to meet the great Kevin Sumlin, So I'm really excited to see what happens with that. And for this season, what I'm going to keep my eye on are some of the players that are playing in this league. Are they going to be jumping to the next course, which is the NFL, which we are now seeing more NFL guys such as a John Ross and Laviska Shenault will be in this league this year. I'm really excited to see what happens with this league, and it's very, very interesting, especially seeing former players like Ted Ginn Jr., who is a dynamic punt returner, and A.J. McCarron, who was an awesome quarterback at Alabama. But what's even more awesome is that A.J. McCarron got to play in this league known as the UFL, played under the there we go. The St. Louis Battlehawks, and I'm really excited to talk about this league and give my own evaluations about this league. And, man, I'm fucking pumped. I don't know about you guys, but it's really, really exciting to watch. But let's go ahead and talk about the games coming up for this week, March 27th through the 29th. There you go. Right underneath me are the games listed for this week. Week number 1, you got Birmingham traveling to Louisville, the new blood. And then you got the UFL rivalry that everybody talks about, DC versus St. Louis at the Dome. Then you got Houston traveling to Dallas, the Texas Bowl, as I'm going to call it, where the Gamblers will face their Texas rivals, the Renegades, one and only time this season in the season opener. I wish they would have played twice, so that way I could have gotten a chance to see Rick Neuheisel in Houston, but it is what it is. But then we got Battle of Two New Bloods here. The Columbus Aviators, who have been hinted a lot in Madden as an expansion team, and then you got the Orlando Storm. I'm really excited about this, man. I'm jacked up for it, and I hope that everybody gets to experience the level of excitement as myself and John Gruden, and man, John Gruden had a hell of a time going through his mail. I don't know if y'all see his videos, but he opens up packages from various colleges, sports franchises, leagues. Well, the UFL sent him some merch, and he went ahead and got the gear, and yeah, I mean, that man's passion is unrivaled, and his enthusiasm is unrivaled. So, but anywho, let's go ahead and talk about the games, shall we? The first game that we're going to talk about, as I click the 100 in the but the first game that we're going to talk about is the Birmingham Stallions and the Louisville Kings. This will be March 27th, live on Fox. Folks, I love Fox, but please, for the love of God, can you put someone else rather than fucking Kurt Menefee to color, to commentate the game, the play-by-play? He is not a good play-by-play, in my opinion. Bring back Gus Johnson. That's a moneymaker right there. He'll make a broom be exciting to watch, I'm a big Gus Johnson fan. If you haven't realized, I love his silly his silliness in the commentary and his comments, and I'm all for it. I love it. But please, Fox, God, if you're listening to me, please give Gus Johnson the opportunity to commentate one of these games. I want Gus Johnson to experience and commentate the UFL just like Joe Tessitore is right now. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mothers are agreeing with me on this. Please, for the love of Pete, do not bring back Kurt Menefee as a play-by-play commentator. The color commentators were cool. Joe Klatt, I have a lot of respect for. And that's our boy Matt McChesney's former teammate, and I really want a excited play-by-play commentator that is competent. Okay? I don't want to see Kurt Menefee. If I see Kurt Menefee, I'm going to cry. I swear. He's not a good play-by-play. I know because I play-by-played for Ingleside High School right down the road. Shout out to Coach Chrisman and the Ingleside Mustangs as they are prepping for the end of the school year, as But anyway, I'm getting off track here with commentary because I find that as a suitable replacement in my life. If everything goes downhill, I'll just commentate, play-by-play commentate. I think I'm pretty good at it. But anyway, we got the Birmingham Stallions, former 3-time spring ball champs in the USFL, in the XFL, and the UFL. They don't have Skip Holtz this year, which I hope he's doing okay. His father, Lou, did pass. I hope Skip's doing okay. But other than that, AJ McCarron takes over the charge, and he's got Tyler Siskey as his offense coordinator. We're probably going to see some viral moments from Siskey. I hope we see him rage in the press box like, "You motherfucker! That's not how to cut! You stupid motherfucker!" I could just see it already. I love it. But god damn, what the fuck is going on in my back? Anyway, the Birmingham Stallions, they have a history of winning in spring ball, which they have a new leader. First time head coach in AJ McCarron. I'm really excited to see what he's got to offer. Like that's like a sapling from this Nick Saban tree right there. So shout out to AJ McCarron and shout out to Tyler Siskey. But anyway, they go on to travel to Louisville, Kentucky to take on the Louisville Kings. Now, I did a deep dive on both of these teams, pretty much every team in the UFL, and I gotta say that Louisville inherited a lot from the Memphis team from last year. So you're probably going to see a little bit more continuity around this time with this Louisville Kings roster. They got Benny Snell out of UK, the Kentucky Wildcats. Shout out to JMO if he's watching. I'm really intrigued to see what happens as they move forward with this roster. I feel like this is going to be a much better team than we realize, the Louisville Kings. I think this game's going to be very, very close, but I think that the Birmingham Stallions have the experience, and I think they have a lot of good players on their roster. Give me the Stallions by, I'm going to say 6. I think the Stallions win by 6. I still think it's going to be a really great matchup. I think Louisville's run game is going to be really good. I think the Stallions' defense is probably my biggest concern. Are they still going to keep that edgy, tight knit defense that they've had all these years since the post COVID spring ball? You know, and are they going to be able to establish themselves as a unit against a really good run support? You know, and I think that's what Louisville's identity is the ground game, obviously, and Benny Snell being Benny Snell, the Benny Snell I know, that motherfucker can run, you know, and he's got a lot of good traits as a back, so I think it'll be close, but I think that the Stallions win by 6 because of all the new rules in the UFL, which I'll break down one day. I might come back home on the 27th and live stream what I'm watching. I don't know yet. We'll see. The DC Defenders taking on the rivals, the St. Louis Battlehawks. As people are fucking... Do they not realize I'm trying to share them shit? Trying to share them this podcast, and they're fucking sending me TikToks. Like, come on, man. You are better than that. Anyway, the DC Defenders take on the St. Louis Battlehawks. I think this is the most intense rivalry in the UFL, and we got to keep these two franchises together in the UFL. Both fan bases hate each other. I like both fan bases. Probably the two most passionate fan bases in the UFL. You're going to see a lot of new stuff with St. Louis, especially with them not having Anthony Beck there and AJ McCarron there. DC, they're going to be a little bit more similar because the head coach that they have now, he was the offensive coordinator for Reggie Barlow, who is the brother of my Master Chief Barlow that retired when I was in the Navy. Shout out to Master Chief Barlow and shout out to Reggie Barlow. But yeah, I'm just really excited to see this matchup right here because we don't know what to expect from the Battlehawks, but I think that the Defenders are really, really talented on both sides of the ball. And the Defenders are the reigning UFL champions, of course. So I'm going to take my chances, and I'm going to say that the Defenders win. And I think they win by 9. I think they'll be really, really good this season. I think that the Battlehawks they're a brand new team as far as like coaching staff and players. Like there's too many guys that they are plugged in, you know, and it's a very, very tough thing to replace when you have to replace mostly everybody, such as your coaching staff and your team, you know, and it's tough. As I try to find the coach's name, I don't know why I didn't keep it. God damn it. Yeah, they got awesome defensive players, you know, and the Defenders anyway. But yeah, Shannon Harris, the head coach for the DC Defenders, he helped lead DC to their championship. And Reggie Barlow did step down to become the head coach for Tennessee State. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. But shout out to Reggie Barlow making moves. But Harris was the UFL Buddy Tevens coach of the year as the interim head coach now. It's just the continuity for the Defenders is there. But moving on to the game that I'm most excited about, the Texas Bowl. The Gamblers out of Houston make their spring ball return. Instead of the Roughnecks, it's the Gamblers. And they're going to take on the Dallas Renegades. Kevin Sumlin, Rick Neuheisel. I love this matchup. Coaching-wise, I think this is going to be a really good matchup for both teams. I'm really looking forward to see what happens in this game because this is a checkers match, and I think this is going to be one hell of a game. And I'm really high on Luis Perez. I've seen him ever since he played in arena ball, and this guy is fucking unbelievable. Just how smart he is, reading the defenses and going through his progression, and that's something I love about quarterbacks that go through their progressions, like just are able to slice the ball through the defenses. I love Kevin Sumlin and I love Houston as a city. But my loyalties as a fan are all Dallas. I don't like the people in Dallas, but I love the Cowboys. I love the Stars. I love the Mavericks. I love anything Dallas. But the people. But I love Houston people. And I love Houston. But now I got to make my pick. I think that the Renegades are going to be one of those teams that you have to be prepared for every single fucking week. And, I like Kevin Sumlin and I love the Gamblers. I love their colors and I love their logo. However, when you're talking about this game right here, Rick Neuheisel, legendary coach's son, led UCLA to beat Penn State, and I like Rick Neuheisel too. I think he's a brilliant mind. This is gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be tight knitted, really close. But I gotta go with the Renegades on this one. I think the Renegades are gonna be that team that could be a contender for the UFL Championship. I really do think so. This is a game where you got to be really prepared for either team, but I think the Renegades are probably the most veteran team out of this entire league. And when you really look at their roster, you're like, oh shit, they really are veteran. And not only that, you got Rick Neuheisel as your head coach. Nothing against the Gamblers. It's just I don't know if the roster is quite experienced enough to beat this Renegades team. Give me the Renegades by, I'm going to say 3 in this game. I think the Gamblers are going to play tough, but I think the Renegades offense is just too much for that defense. And the Gamblers are going to have to play catch them up. And I think the Gamblers have a decent offense coming in, but we'll see. And last but not least, the last game of the year between two new bloods. This is the Columbus Aviators and the Orlando Storm now. Now, the Columbus Aviators, as I stated, is a franchise that has been hinted at in Madden so many fucking times. It is unfucking believable. Like, and they had the awesome logos that they had, blah blah blah, and they were pretty much the same colors as the Renegades in the game for Madden, right? For their uniform. But now they're coming into real life in the UFL. And they're led by Ted Ginn Jr. But on the opposite side, they're going to be traveling to Orlando to take on the Storm of Orlando, which is led by Anthony Beck, who has been consistently good in spring ball play, under the Battlehawks, and I'm a fan of Anthony Beck. I really am. I think he's an excellent coach. I think he's a hell of a coach, actually. I think that this game right here is probably going to be the one game that's going to be... I don't know if this other team can quite handle this other opposition. I'm going to go with the Orlando Storm because of the experience behind Anthony Beck over Ted Ginn Jr. And I think that the Storm are actually they're going to be a pretty decent squad as well as we move forward into this season. But there's my picks. I got the Stallions by 6, the Defenders by 9, the Renegades by 3, and the Storm, well, I'm going to say this. I think the Storm are going to win by, I'm going to say 12. I'm going to say 12. But that's my picks of the week right there. The Stallions by 6, the Defenders by 9, the Renegades by 3, and the Storm by 12. And a lot of that is because I don't know how this outcome is going to be for this season. It's always the first week. You never really fully understand what's going to go on unless you take a full fucking deep dive like I do in college football. But I genuinely think those 4 teams are going to win this week, and we'll see what happens week 2 or after week 1, actually. And I can't wait to react after week 1. But that's all the games for this week as we move forward to just talking about the end season for the UFL. Now, I'm going to pick 2 teams right now that I think that are going to be utterly outstanding this season. I think they're going to be in the championship conversation. The DC Defenders and the Birmingham Stallions. Well, TJ, why not the Renegades? Why not the Storm? Well, I think those 2 rosters are probably the most 2 talented rosters in this UFL. Well, you said that the Renegades are the most veteran. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you're the most talented either. Just because you're veteran doesn't mean that you're the most talented. Okay? And I would love for one day that the Renegades repost this and make memes about it. Oh well, who cares? My take was wrong in that future time frame. But I could be right. Who knows? But I think that the Stallions and the Defenders are going to be fucking awesome to watch. And I think that you'll see those 2 in the championship. MVP honors, though. I think it's going to be Luis Perez. I think he's going to get his respect. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in this league. I think that it's going to be a really fun time watching Luis Perez. Coach of the Year honors. I'm probably going to give it to Rick Neuheisel. This may sound biased now. Ooh, who cares? I genuinely think Rick Neuheisel is going to be Coach of the Year for the UFL. I think it's going to be a very fun moment for the Renegades, and I think this is going to be a fun watch for everybody to watch the UFL. All right, so that's my thoughts for the season for the UFL and my week 1 picks. Now, I'm going to talk about Travis Kelce real quick, getting a 3-year deal out of the Chiefs. I think it's a huge mistake. Why do I think Travis Kelce is a mistake? Well, first of all, he's fat. He's fat. For 2, 3 years for a guy that's contemplating retirement. Utterly outstanding stupidity. And, you know, I'm just not a fan of the signing, honestly, for the Chiefs. I would have signed him for at least a 1-year deal. I think that he's just more of a distraction than anything for the Chiefs. And you need to focus on the future and not relegate to the past, because once you relegate to the past, you end up going downhill. Look at the Cowboys. 30 fucking years without a Super Bowl. Since I've been alive. Literally. Since I've been alive. They have not won a goddamn Super Bowl. Okay? Sit. And you know, it's an absolute mockery to sit there and give Travis Kelce more money for a guy that underperforms. That man underperforms so much in the last 2 seasons that I watched him. Ever since he started dating that Taylor Swift. Ever since he started dating Taylor Swift, he really, really regressed. And he's gotten fatter. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He doesn't look fat. Yeah, motherfucker, have you seen his belly? I should know. I should know. Look at me. That's fat. Taylor Swift has a kink of making guys fat. Why do you think she looks bulimic? Stop giving Travis Kelce cupcakes, T. Swift. Stop. He doesn't need another cupcake. He needs a fucking not even a Klondike bar. He needs fucking grass. He needs fucking real meat. He needs something to nurture and build his muscles and not look fat. I get it, he's a tight end, but he's fat. He's fat. Fat! And you're going to give this guy 3 years. Let me go back to how much they're going to give him. Let me go back. $36 years old, 3 years, and $54.7 million. But Yahoo says there's a catch. I don't believe it. Honestly, yeah. And they're saying that he would sign a 1-year deal for $12 million. Why would you give a guy that has contemplated retirement and is eating fucking cupcakes during their time off, Oh my fucking god, guys. There's no logic in the NFL anymore. And that's why you lose a flag football game against a bunch of fucking nobodies. A bunch of guys that would never suit up with pads and a helmet and go out and sacrifice their lives to accomplish a feat. Dominate the opponent in front of you. Whoop that other guy's ass. They are too scared to do that. So they go with flag football and say, I'm a real football player. No, you're not. You're gay. You're gay. And it's so fucking embarrassing to even talk about the NFL got embarrassed by flag football. I'm going to say this right now. And I want to make things extremely clear when I say this. I don't think any of those guys that played in that flag football game, especially Tom Brady, didn't even give two shits about flag football. Those flag football players, that's their income, that's their livelihood, good for them. However, and I do mean this, however, flag football is a made-up sport. And now it's going to be an Olympic sport. Football is where the 1%ers go. And you want to fucking sit there and brag because you play flag football. That's kind of gay. Football is a gridiron sport. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that the NFL has lost to a gay sport. Flag football. Sad day. Very sad day. You know what's funny? I really could give a fuck less about flag football. I really could. I got in trouble when I was like in the second grade or whatever. And I was living in Lubbock with my uncle and aunt with my parents, right? And this was before Peyton was even born, right? I was about 8 years old. Yeah. So second grade. And the teacher was like, let's play flag football. And I was like, what's flag football? And they made us put on this flag stuff. And there's this kid playing quarterback. And I counted to 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 5. And I went after him. And I fucked his ass up. I'm not even kidding. I fucking leveled him. Because I didn't know how to play flag football when I was in the second grade. I played tackle. I know what tackling is. And where I came from, in Moody, Little Texas. Shout out to my people in Moody, Texas. In recess, we didn't play that gay shit. We played tackle football. We played smear the you-know-what. That rhymes with smear. We played football. We played tackle football. That's what we did. Would we get in trouble? Hell yeah. Would we have busted noses? Oh yeah, I know especially. I would go into class, and Caleb could probably detest this. I had blood drop or leaking from when other people would use their heels to accidentally kick my nose, but they would run and I would dive and poof, sure I would shoestring tackle, but goddamn, those were some fun fucking times in Moody, Texas. Shout out to my people in Moody, Texas, if you're out there watching. I fucking love that town. Great memories there. It still kind of looks the same, even though Round Rock is kind of eating it up. But it is what it is. But man, I'm telling you right now, the difference between small town Mines and then you go on the outskirts of Lubbock. They want to make you wear flags to play flag football. Instead, I made a stand. I tackled a kid. I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble for playing the game I love, not this gay rinky-dink flag football that everybody loves so much, and everybody wants to play flag football. And to that Doucette guy that plays quarterback, you're a fucking mockery of football. You really are. Flag football is a game where everyone can play. Yippee! Fucking rainbows and unicorns. We're gonna take a journey down to the yellow brick road. But the NFL and tackle football, that is for the fucking men. That is where the men fucking play. And yes, I am not a guy that went and excelled to the college level. I didn't go to the NFL, but I played 12 years of football, and I got a little bit of experience in that one. I got a little bit of knowledge in that one. I've gained a little bit of respect in my not profession, but in my hobby that I do. Because everyone asks me about everything that they need to know about their team. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. But do not be a fucking flag football fucking gay and be like, you know what? I'm a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I'm a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I'm a better quarterback than more than half of the NFL. Mr. Doucette, you are 5'7". Okay? You're a gay little troll that doesn't know how to play fucking quarterback. You probably don't even know how to play 7-on-7. I'm just going to say this right now. Flag football, gay. Flag football is gay. And if you have a different opinion on that, then you probably should go get evaluated, because flag football, gay. Flag football, crossdresser vibes. I caught myself saying that. But anyway, before we get out of here, Lavonte David has retired from the NFL. Shout out to Lavonte David. He was a awesome linebacker for the Bucks and many other teams, the Saints, and many varieties of teams, you know. And I loved Lavonte David's story, and I loved the way he played, and that dude was a awesome cat. So shout out to him. But yeah, another good player gone from the league. But shout out to him. I enjoyed his. I enjoyed watching him play football, and he was awesome to watch, you know. So, but yeah, I'm excited about the UFL though. Like, the UFL to me is going to shake things up. I think you're going to see a lot more exciting stuff, and I can't really post the short that I made. Sorry, the short I made yet because it's got stem what's this fucking song called anyway, but I put that song on the UFL to make it more exciting, and it is super exciting. I'm looking forward to it very much, and I'm really intrigued to see what happens with this league because, goddamn, man, it's gonna be fun to watch, and yeah, it ain't gonna be like flag football. It ain't gonna be gay. And if you're gay, more power to you. Go play flag football. That's your sport anyway. But all right. So we're gonna get off here. It's gonna be a short show tonight. I very much enjoyed talking about the UFL, and I can't wait to talk more about the UFL. This is gonna be a fun season. I guarantee you that, because it's gonna be fun to watch people grow as coaches like AJ McCarron and Ted Ginn Jr. It's going to be fun to see guys be revitalized in the realm of coaching like a Kevin Sumlin and a Rick Neuheisel. And it's going to be fun to see guys develop guys after they just had success from a different roster like Anthony Beck. So I'm excited to see what happens, man. I really am. But tune in next week, Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I will probably be watching a UFL game as I talk about these games. I don't know. I got to look at the schedule again. But definitely Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, live on YouTube, Pigskin Mafia Podcast, UFL Week 1 recap, and Week 2 picks. As we take a little bit deeper dive more into these teams and how we like the teams and figure out the cons of these teams. You know, and it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu. We are the PMP. Good night. Mwah. Feels excited. She's waiting for it. And good night. Bang. Toodaloo, mother.